strength-wise, you don't need to be really powerful to be a surfer, but paddling is a unique muscle. It's an endurance muscle. I mean, if you swim, you'll be in shape for surfing, but not a lot else works out the muscles that you need for paddling. I mean, I've surfed with some of the strongest human beings in the world, but their muscles aren't built for surfing. That's why surfers don't look really big and muscular. It's just a lean, it's an endurance athlete. There really isn't any shortcuts. I mean, you can train for paddling, you can work on your pop-up, but the most complicated thing about surfing is the experience. Surfing, I think, has the slowest learning curve of any sport in the world. Because unlike, skiing or where there's a chairlift after you fall to take you back to the top, if you make a mistake here, you have to paddle back out, wait your turn, and try to find another wave. Basically, for first surfing experiences, a longer board is better because it paddles easier, it's more stable when you're standing up. So if you're trying to tackle surfing for the first time, a longer board is the way to go. And because the same rules apply. If you can ride a 10-foot board, you can ride a 9-foot, an 8-foot, a 7-foot. So once you get the fundamentals down, you can make the surfboard smaller. And the larger the surf gets, the smaller you want your board to be because they're more maneuverable.
Riding a longboard is much easier, much more stability, easier to paddle, easier to get in and out of the water.
I learned on a longboard. Everybody I know, even the top shortboard guys, all learned on longboards. I think there are some key essentials to a day at the beach, and the first one has to be sunscreen. I mean, you just have to protect yourself from the sun.
Water's always a great thing to have in the car with you.
If you're unfortunate and live with cold water, you're going to need a wetsuit.
Good bar of wax, always essential. You want to keep a couple of bars in your car. I always do.
And it's always a good thing to bum off somebody.
If you want to make friends.
It also brings up the motto of the happy cooler. If you're traveling, have a nice cooler full of beverages. They can be adult beverages if you choose, but just have a cooler of beverages because it changes a flat tire on a hot, dusty Costa Rican road into an adventure. The biggest key for any surf trip, it's not the destination that you're going to, it's the people you're putting into the trip.
Yeah.
Because they're going to make or break it.
Yeah.
They're going to make the flat tire experience enjoyable if it's 4 people that are just going to be laughing and teasing each other as opposed to 4 guys, you changed the tire, well, I paid for the rental, no, I did that. Shut up, change the tire.
Really, it is about having fun. It is about the moment and the experience, and we always make the most of wherever we're at.
So it doesn't matter whether it's a big day, a little day, you get lots of waves or no waves. It's always been who you're with that makes a session great, memorable, and it's kind of the fun thing about this sport is that it's those little families, those groups of people that you get to hang out with, and they exist everywhere. I've got friends in Costa Rica, I've got friends in Huntington Beach, and everybody knows kind of somebody else, and so there's like, oh, if you're going to go down to Mexico, stay with my friend there, and it's this ever-expanding family that you get into, and I don't think a lot of other sports really have that,
It's all ages. I mean, if you look at the movie, you've got kids from, 6 years old up to people who are in their 60s and 70s. I mean, everybody surfs. I think that's what makes it so fun. Every time you paddle out, you're going to meet someone different and you're going to have a new experience, and no wave is ever going to be the same. I mean, I think Randy Rarick said in the movie where, you go out to your tennis court and it's not like you're going to look at it in a different way. I mean, but every time you come to the beach, you never know what you're going to find. I mean, the waves could be pumping, it could be 2 feet, it could be windy, it could be perfectly glassy, but it's always a new experience, and I think that's what keeps us into it. It keeps us inspired and it keeps us going.
You can literally surf the same spot every day your whole life, and it's different every day, and it's different 3 times during the day. It's going to change with the tide and the wind. So it's just always this incredible, natural, variable pleasure that we get to go play in. It's just amazing. We've had a great time surfing today. I hope you've enjoyed watching us wipe out. Thanks.
Thank you. We'll see you guys in the water.